station.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Hyderabad Express Railway Station, Netaji Road.
Gujarat get off the mark on the points table with a 37-run win over MI as MI get completely lost in their run chase. Gujarat put up 196 in their 20 and in return Mumbai got 160 in their 20. Suryakumar, Yadav 48, Tilak Verma 39 were the only batters really to speak about. Prasidh, Krishna 2 for 18 in his 4. Mohammad Siraj 2 for 34 in his 4. Gujarat is going to be a happy team and Ashish Nehra and company will be smiling. Hello and welcome back to Voltas FreshAir Coolers presents Cricbuzz Live. I'm Saiyami Kher. I've got Michael and Lisa with me. You know, we've just been so used to exciting IPL games. This chase, I couldn't really understand what was happening. How did Mumbai just mess it up so badly? Because 196, when we were discussing it, it felt like on paper it was very doable. Where did it all go wrong for them?
Probably openers didn't fire. Let's start there at the top. Both of them.
They fired for you. They got you another prediction right.
Oh yes, another prediction right. But for Mumbai fans, it wasn't exactly the outcome they would have liked. And then there seems to be this infatuation with Robin Min's in promoting him when you have Hardik, Pandya, and then you saw even Namandir and Satna strike the ball really nicely. So why leave that kind of firepower sitting and just waiting in the dugout as the gap between balls and runs just keeps getting bigger and bigger?
I'll be honest with you, I've sat on this chair for 2 nights on the trot. I've seen two very strange chases. I mean, Chennai last night, it's almost like deja vu. They didn't come out and throw a punch, and the same from Mumbai tonight. I mean, at the 10-over mark, it was 86 for 2, and I'm thinking, all right, they're in a decent position. You know, you got Tilak Verma and Sky ready to explode, and they never really looked like they were going to throw a punch. Brilliant bowling, good tactics, and sometimes, you know, if the dew doesn't come in, batting first is a big advantage because you get used to the pitch in terms of what was the hardest ball for you to face. So guess what? You're going to tell your bowlers. What did they use? A lot of the seamers bowling loads of those cutters into the surface. Looked hard to hit. Rashid Khan only bowled 2 overs. 2 overs for 10. So the captaincy from Shubman Gill was excellent. The bowling was excellent. But when you think Chennai and Mumbai, they're the 2 powerhouses of the IPL. They're the 2 teams that know how to win this trophy more than anybody. The last 2 nights I've sat here and gone, I don't quite know what I'm watching. And that's both with their mindset in terms of the chase. You generally want to get ahead of the rate.
Yes.
Neither side in the last 2 nights have tried to get ahead of the rate. And then the batting orders. I mean, sorry, but for Mins to come in as Hardik Pandya sat there with his pads on, it's absolutely bonkers. I just don't understand. You've got this world beater in great form, ready to go. The rate's already at 12s, and he sends the impact sub in before him. I can't understand that. I really can't. Then we saw at the back end, Satna coming in at a few sixes. Namandir hit a few, he played nicely, but you just look at the batting orders, the mindset, I just don't know what's... there's something in the air in the last 2 nights. It's not been nice.
Well, we have to blame it on the air, Michael, because as cricket fans, not only as CSKMI fans, but as cricket fans, I don't think anyone's kind of made sense of what's been happening. But if we have to give it some sense, we have to give all the credit to Gujarat, to the captaincy, to the bowling. And I would like to talk about this one very cool person because his face shows no expression at all. But he came in, he was very economical. He got those wickets, which is why Prasidh Krishna is the coolest performer, powered by Voltas FreshAir Coolers. Powerful air throw, ultimate comfort, 4 overs, 18 runs, 2 wickets. In an IPL game, Lisa, we never really see these figures, 14 dots.
Yeah, really impressive. He reminds me almost a bit like Josh Hazlewood because of that height, and he just comes in from that steep bounce. He finds his length that's uncomfortable. There was enough in the pitch to assist him, but he was able to execute time and time again. He had a good time out in Australia, played that SCG test, also played India A, so has spent a lot of time like bowling that test line and length. he looked comfortable with the ball in hand and he looked a real handful. And I think that extra bounce and pace really does cause a lot of problems.
I think he's a real classy bowler. You know, he's just got that natural ability to hit the pitch, and it gathers pace off the surface. And those slow balls that he was bowling, it looks to me like he's added a couple of variations to his slow ball category as well. So he was excellent. He always looks cool. You know, I think Gujarat are quite a cool team. Shubman's cool.
Yeah.
You know, so they're a cool team that's got their first victory. And the tactics, the awareness of the fields that they had set, and those slow balls that he brought tonight, as much, and the ball that got Suryakumar, you know, you don't see Suryakumar get hit that often. I just wonder if that'll play a part going forward in the tournament. When you get hit badly like that as a batter, it can sometimes just ruffle you a little bit. But Prasidh Krishna is that kind of ball that I always look at and think he should be more consistent. Yeah. For this, you know, look at his technique, his run, he's got everything. As Lisa said, the Josh Hazlewood kind of summarisation is very, very, very good because it's very similar. But I do sometimes look and think, why isn't he more consistent?
You know, you all are talking about Josh Hazlewood, but someone that I'm reminded of is our selector Ajit Agarkar. I don't know, it's the build, it's just the nippiness that you don't expect that pace from him. I feel something of Prasidh Krishnan is kind of like what Ajit Agarkar used to bowl.
He's probably watched a fair bit of him as well. So, right, you know, talk about heroes. I think in the other segment you were talking about the kids growing up and watching these players and trying to mimic them and how they come in, whether it be bowling or how they stand with the bat in hand. So, yeah, maybe.
He'll be a good asset for India in England. You know, he's the kind of bowler that, you know, you can, particularly at Lords with a slope, you know, the kind of the over with a bit of bounce, you could see him having a good time of it in a test series.
Well, what was very cool about him today is the 2 wickets he picked up were the very important wickets of Tilak and Surya. So one is picking up those wickets, being economical, but picking up the wickets of the most, set players is something that sets him apart today. Yeah,
I think, well, Tilak got his innings started off well and then just got frustrated and lost his timing and strike rate of just 108. And then, like you mentioned, for Sky to get hit. I mean, I know it was a slow ball and it was maybe off the glove or top edge and went into the helmet, but he was really rattled. It really rattled him. He literally lay on the ground for a long time. So it tells you that, you know, there's that extra zip that you don't quite expect, whilst the speed gun isn't 155.
And also the ball that got Sky out was a fuller ball. You know, that he tried to hit down the ground, it came off the bottom of the bat and just was a simple catch. But you don't know what's going through Sky's mind. Is he still expecting the short ball, and that full ball's the real danger ball? So I'm not saying that Sky's got an issue, but sometimes, you know, when a bowler just does something like that to a batter, it can have an adverse effect going forward in the competition. But he was excellent, Prasidh, tonight. I thought the whole team was excellent. You know, the runs on the board and with the way that they tactically manoeuvred their bowling unit, very, very good tonight.
Well, Prasidh Krishna kept it cool, which is why he was our coolest performer, powered by Voltas FreshAir coolers, powerful air throw, ultimate comfort. This is something that Ashish Nehra is going to be very happy about when he sees Pacer do something like that. I want to have a look at the bowling card because everyone, like Michael said, looked very impressive. Starting with Siraj, who picked up those 2 wickets and sent the openers back in the pavilion, Lisa. And then, of course, Rashid, who didn't complete his quota, but gave away just 10 runs. And Ishant Sharma, the impact sub coming in at his very young age and giving away just 17.
Yeah, everyone played their role. The fact that you're able to dislodge both the openers, Mohammad Siraj at the top, Rashid Khan, we were talking about, you know, his numbers are dropping, are people starting to pick him? We thought this pitch might favour him. It did. Even though he got 2 overs, he didn't have the impact, but it shows that, hang on, he's a handful to face. But yeah, everyone understood. They learnt from the first innings. There was no dew, which meant that their cutters' slower deliveries were effective and they bowled and executed their plan perfectly.
Full credit to Shubman, though, because I think if you look at all the bowling figures, the fact he didn't use Rashid for 4 was because he probably in the back of his mind thought the seamers were quite hard to get to the boundary. And when Mumbai got to the stage where they needed 6s really to really get the momentum back their way, I think the seamers were harder to hit for 6. So he thought, I'll keep the seamers on because Rashid Khan is a world beater, but It only takes someone like Suryakumar Yadav to go bosh, bosh, bosh and hit 3 or 4 sixes in the 2 overs, and suddenly everything changes. So full credit to Shubman for not using his trump card on a night where, you know, as Lisa said, you would have gone, 4 overs in the bank, Rashid Khan, but he realised that the seamers were harder to hit for 6, so he kept on bowling the seam.
Well, there was clearly a lot of planning and strategizing that has gone through after that last game, because you said Shubman was very impressive and we know how much Ashish Nehra plans. But Shubman also just looks very cool as a captain, and he's someone who had a lot to prove. Losing that first game, pressure was on him, but clearly he has delivered, Lisa.
He's got to stay cool. I mean, the hairdo...
It's rock solid, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, don't need to kind of run around too much. You don't want to mess that up. Yeah.
He must have some amazing gel or some kind of wax, because his hair doesn't move.
Doesn't move.
No.
Sorry, we're getting distracted, but...
Deen Dayal, is it? Deen Dayal?
Deen Dayal on Ormiston Road, yeah. He's back in the village. He'll be back next week. Anyone that wants a trim.
You haven't had one yet?
He's not there. He's back in his village. He'll be back.
Okay, excellent.
Sorry, Lisa.
But I think that's his style. That's his personality. That's how he bats. So glad to see that his character doesn't change now that he's skipper and out on the field.
Well, skipper's also going to be very happy because Siraj gave them the start that they wanted. You were talking about how you like Siraj, the character.
I like him, yeah. I do. I just like his energy. I just like watching him. There's days when the ball travels and you can see that he gets a bit frustrated, but I just like anyone that just looks like, you know, as soon as he gets over that white line, he gives it everything. You know, it doesn't matter what the format, 20 overs, 50 overs, Test cricket. He's the kind of bowler that I'd love to captain, because you know you're getting absolutely 100% every time he's got the ball in hand, and he's trying to get in the batter's space. We speak in the green room, if you like, in the back there about, you know, there's not a lot in favour of the bowler. But he just tries to create a theatre around when he's bowling, and, you know, I like that kind of character. So, he kind of knocked the top off tonight. You know, gets those 2 early wickets, and without that, you just never know. If Rohit got going, he got the 2 fours, and you're thinking, here we go, Rohit, it's your night, and then he gets the ball that nips back through the gate, and that's what Siraj does. He gets wickets. It's an invaluable asset in any format of the game.
Well, you know, he said that he doesn't have a point to prove and he's just focusing on every day, but England will be at the back of his mind. We've seen him in Australia as well. He really bends his back. He gives it his all. But he's a player who needs that confidence from the management, from the team, and also picking wickets up. So this is going to do a whole lot to his confidence.
Yeah, it really will. And to get the key players, so the ones at the top, and given that we've seen the first week of the IPL and everyone's targeting the power play, they're going extra hard to get ahead of the run chase. So for him to be able to dislodge some key men at the top, that is going to be huge confidence booster for him. And I think he wants to also show that he can bowl at different phases as well, just to prove another point.
Yeah, he'll be charging in at Lords in the Test series. I remember his Test match there last time when India won. He bowled one of the most incredible spells on that last day. So, again, Lord's slope, he'll be perfect for a Test series there, but he's got a bit of a job to do over the next few weeks for his team. He's got their first win, and he'll have more of an impact over the next few weeks if he carries on bowling like that.
Well, he can go back home happy man. Like I said before, Ashish Nehra is going to be a happy man because both his seamers have done very well today. But we'll have a look at that batting card. Mumbai is not going to be smiling at all. That one partnership between Tilak and Surya, but otherwise nothing really to talk about for them.
Yeah, so why are we talking about it?
Well, because it's what does MI do?
Okay, right.
What do MI fans do, Lisa? We need your expert advice.
Expert advice. Well, I mean, they come back home, don't they? Okay, so you don't panic. Mumbai are used to losing, 3 last year? They lost on the trot. So they're used to this situation. I think they need some runs at the top. So Rohit needs to fire. Rickleton is still new to IPL. So you kind of want your core senior players to help guide him through and take the pressure off. Or do you make a change there? I mean, I think they'll go one more game, Mumbai, and you just hope that things just click for them there on home turf, usual surroundings, crowd getting behind them. But, I think, and maybe get Hardik.
I mean, Will Jacks could come in.
Yes,
They
he's
could,
sitting
you
there.
know, Rickleton, I'd give him another game. I'd give him certainly a game at the 1KD. I wouldn't want to have played 2 away games and you get back home on a good pitch and
He misses
you,
out.
yeah, you miss your chance. But you know, it's very typical of Mumbai at the start. They've had a couple of iffy games, but they've been away from home. 2 tough fixtures away at obviously Chennai and now at Hyderabad. So Monday night's a big night. Monday night against KKR at the 1KD, they have to win that game.
Yes, though otherwise the calls like you were talking about will start coming in.
Yeah, the phones will be ringing.
I think the phones might be already ringing.
Already.
Yeah. Do you think they'll be smiling?
No.
No? Well, that's what they do, Mumbai.
Well,
Smile, they
Hardik still
say.
had the smile on his face
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I guess he
So
was
the
looking-
fake smile.
It's starting to go the fake smile, and then we'll get to the if it doesn't work at home.
Well, I don't know if Surya has a fake smile or not because he had reason enough to smile because he gave the fans reason enough to smile as well with those 48 runs. These are that flick of his leg. He's just so beautiful to watch when he gets it going and those wrists of his, just spectacular.
It's amazing how he can just come in on inside the line of the ball, whether he be standing tall or bends down and then flicks it. But he has so much time when he does it, and that's what real stars of any sport, they slow everything down, and you think, hey, wow, I can do that. Well, no, you can't. You can't do that. Hence why it's his shot. It is beautiful to watch, and you could tell it when he wanted to go up a level. He just comes on the inside and goes, "Thank you, I'll take 6." But unfortunately for Mumbai,
he's probably the only positive. You know, the fact that he's had a bit of time in the middle, he's played nicely. There's not many positives for Mumbai tonight. That kind of press conference that you go in as a skipper, there's plenty of positives. No, there isn't actually. But Suryakumar is actually a positive. He played really nicely tonight.
Well, we've heard it from skipper Michael Vaughan that there aren't too many positives for MI. Positives for Gujarat, of course, are the 2 points. Let's have a look at the points table and see where Gujarat stand now. MI not happy at all at number 9.
Well, they're not bottom.
All right.
No, they're not far off.
Maybe that's the positive then, Michael. But Gujarat have gone up, positive run rate as well. They'll be happy with these 2 points and a 37-run win, which is always great to have for the run rate.
I think particularly for Shubman. You know, last year it didn't go great. They lose the first game. And I just think for him as a captain, a young captain that's just set in his way as a leader of a group, I think it was important that he got a win tonight. And he did a good job as a skipper. Very good.
Well, tomorrow is a Super Sunday. You all know what happens on a Sunday. We have double the excitement because we have double the games. So let's have a look at what's happening tomorrow. First game, Delhi versus Hyderabad, which happens in the afternoon. We'll quickly chat about this game first before we go on to the next. Delhi-Hyderabad, who would have predicted that Hyderabad score? Because everyone was expecting them to go past 300 in Hyderabad. This is against the Lucknow bowlers. So much was spoken about, but unfortunately wasn't meant to be. And they lost a game at home, but nothing to worry, I guess, because it's one game at home.
They play that fearless cricket. Sometimes it's going to pay off, sometimes it's not. And given Daniel Vittori and Pat Cummins and how they assess the game, they're not fussed. Not fussed at all, one bit. So I'd expect them to go out and play hard again. I'll be fascinated to see what the toss happens. I would expect whoever wins the toss might bat first.
In the afternoon, get the runs on the board.
Exactly. So none of this chasing business. Get a lot of runs on the board to start with. But both teams are coming off kind of heavy defeats, so it's about who can Delhi won.
Delhi had
Delhi
that
won the first one,
Yeah, that's right.
Them that game.
But their top order didn't fire.
Yes.
So I think we're set for an exciting game between the two because you look at the batting orders. There's X factors in both parts.
But Michael, you think Hyderabad needs to fix their bowling a little bit because we keep speaking about Hyderabad and Hyderabad's batting and how powerful they are. We kind of neglect the talk about the bowling for Hyderabad. Yeah,
well, the bowlers haven't had a good 2 games. I mean, they've won one game. The first game, that was down to getting to 86, but, you know, the bowlers, you know, got hit around the park a bit. Pat Cummins went for 60 in that first game. You know, I think the summarise, if you look at the last game, everything that would go wrong went wrong in terms of the fortune. You look at Henrik Klassen, the way that he got out. You know, there's a
And
few...
even Ishan, Kishan.
Yeah, down the leg
strength
side.
on
You
the
can't...
leg side.
I think, I mean, Pat Cummins and Daniel Vettori, they don't panic. But I think also in T20 cricket, there are the odd games that you look back and go, do you know what? The rub of the green didn't quite go our way.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll have any concern whatsoever about the batting, but I would think they'll want to work out a few tricks with the bowling attack just to try and come up with a few maybe new ideas. And it's that kind of tournament that you've got to always freshen things up. We've seen a few different field settings, which has been quite cool the last few nights. You know, and I think that's probably what Pat Cummins will be working on the last few days. Is there a part of the ground that we can protect and bowl to, and just create just a few more questions to the batters rather than just land it on a plate for them to strike it. But I don't think there's any concern for the Sunrisers. They're a good team.
Lisa, we'll have a look at that squad. Let me know if you think there are going to be any changes at all. If it's just one game that they've lost, do you think they will go with any changes?
No, I don't think so. I think they're a kind of squad that picks and sticks.
Yes.
So, and they're 1-1, so why not keep going? The only one is maybe Chahar. Do you want to take some more pace off? I mean, Zampa hasn't had the impact that he would have liked. I think 1 for 40 odd, both encounters. So they would be hoping that he would pick up a couple of wickets and
Yes.
be more in the 30s, but he's gone for a bit. So, but I think they'll probably stick with the same.
Well, DC can't have the pick and stick approach because KL Rahul comes in after his baby girl. He'll be coming in tomorrow. We'll have a look at Delhi's squad. Michael, any changes, of course, besides KL Rahul? Samir Rizvi goes out? Or
Yeah, I think Rizvi will go out and KL strengthens them. He's he's been in great form.
And where does he bat then?
I think he's probably just light for light, number 4. I don't think there'll be too many changes in that batting lineup. I mean, Jake Fraser-McGurk, I guess, you know, his kind of position at the top of the order, he's such a dangerous player, but I see him too often get out first or second ball, hitting it straight in the air. So I do think that Jake needs to start scoring runs rather than... and he's a great kid, works hard, but, you know, eventually you look at the end column rather than what the name is and what he's done in just short bursts in the past. He's going to have to start being a little bit more consistent. I don't think they'll change him, but I do think he needs a more consistent approach to his batting. They won't change much. You know, they played a style of cricket in that chase which was, you know, completely out of it, but they won a game that they shouldn't have won because of a player in Ashutosh who played a gem of an innings. And when you win games that really, you sit in the dressing room and go, not too sure how we've won that. Or it gives you a massive boost.
Yes,
it really does as a team, because if you can play better, and let's be honest, they won the last 5 overs with the bat and they won the last 5 overs with the ball. The other 30 overs, they were hammered. So they'll know that they have to play a little bit better consistently across the 40 overs, but they got the win, and that's at the start of the IPL. That's pretty much all that matters. These
are your players to watch out for, one from each team then. Hopefully they should play in the playing 11, because unfortunately today that didn't happen.
Exactly. You go first, Lisa. I mean, whoever I say is not going to play.
The curse of Vaughan,
I'm going to say Ashutosh. Right? I'm going to say Ashutosh because I want to see how he backs it up.
Yes.
I want to see how he goes again, because he's had all the headlines. We've all spoken royally about him because he was so good. Can he go again?
Yeah. And from SRH?
SRH, I am going to go... Who should I go with SRH? I'm just going to go Travis. Travis at the top.
Keeps it simple.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go Abhishek Purell.
Oh, nice.
I think he's due for some big runs based on his domestic performances as well. Sunrisers, I'm going to go Zampa. I think he's going to step it up. Enough of this getting whacked for 40 odd in 1 wicket. Yeah, pick up a couple, and he's. I think there's a lot of friendship between the two sides, so I think they'll be gunning for each other.
I'm looking forward to Stark versus Head.
Yeah,
that's going to be quite a match.
I enjoyed Stark versus Mitchell Marsh, and Mitchell just went into the stands. I'm looking forward to the
and he celebrated it as well, didn't he?
I think there was a bet on that.
No, that's an exciting matchup for sure. But what is exciting is that there's going to be an evening game as well when Rajasthan take on CSK. This is match number 11. It's happening again in Guwahati, and Rajasthan will be nervous. 2 games, 2 losses. Riyan Parag has not quite had the homecoming he wanted because of the loss in their last game. So lots for them to figure out. Lisa, we've chatted about this, but Rajasthan, I mean, again, as Rajasthan fans, somewhere just feels like the auction went wrong for them, but now this is what they have. This is what their squad is.
Yeah.
So how do they make most of their resources?
Well, and even, was it last year they played the Guwahati games at the end and then the rain and issue? And so now they're like, well, we want that as our second home. So let's start there almost, right? Still not working. I don't know if it's a ground that they like, as in it doesn't suit their style of play. But they've made it their home. They just need, like Sanju Samson, they need their big stars, their big players to step up and have a big night because you do not want to go 3-zip down.
No.
So there's a lot of pressure on, especially Riyan Parag as well. Like, he had a wonderful year last year, hasn't quite been able to captivate that form again. So, they'll be feeling the pinch.
You think they'll stick to Hasaranga or they change that comp?
Oh, who knows? I mean, I really have concerns for Rajasthan. They have to win tomorrow just to give themselves the boost and to give us all a feeling that they could do something in this year's IPL. But, you know, you look at the names that Lisa mentioned. Sanju has to arrive. Yasir Sui looked pretty good the other day. I think he needs an innings. Jarrell, again, he's a good player. They've got some good strikers. Shemron Hetmeyer, I kind of look at him and think he probably deserves to give Rajasthan a little bit of a number. You know, when you go back to the fact that they didn't keep Josh Butler.
But he batted at 8.
Yes.
Don't get me started
Like,
on
that's
these
again
Batting orders is something
like,
that...
There's something that these...
Something's going on.
It's the brains trusts in some of these franchises. I don't know what they're drinking. They're drinking the wrong medicine.
Do you think it's purely data and match
I
up?
think data and just too much thinking. You've got 120 balls. That's all you've got. You haven't got 300. You've got 120 balls. Get your best players up facing as many balls as you possibly can. And if there's a certain matchup of a certain bowling style that you feel a couple of players can completely target, completely get that.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen enough of that. I just think get the best players hitting as many of those balls as you possibly can.
While we're at this topic of who's playing where, let's chat about CSK because there was lots spoken about that as well. MSG coming in at 9. They seem to be a little off colour. Things don't seem to be going... With CSK, we just, are so used to them being clinical. But there's just something about CSK this time that doesn't seem to have come together, at least right now. Still very early in the day. But just maybe get their batting order correct.
Yeah, so who's going to open instead of Rahul Tripathi?
Does Conway come in?
Yeah, well, but then you change the balance, don't you? So Noor Ahmed, Patarana, so there's the 2. They've gone with Sam Curran and Rachin. So does Sam Curran come out potentially?
Yeah, I reckon Sam might miss out.
Yeah.
I think that might be the go. I think they might bring in Conway.
Yeah.
Conway for Sam Curran. That lessens their bowling options, but... that opening partnership needs to be strong. Rachin is a really good player, but Rachin's the style of player that, you almost bat around. He can be really dangerous and he can be aggressive, but he's not a Travis Head style aggressor at the top of the order. He's that rock solid, consistent, that he'll read the situation well, but I think Devon Conway, he's such a good player of spin. I think they're lacking that hitter of spin. So I think Devon Conway should come into the side.
Well, that one big positive for them has been Noor Ahmed because he's been very impressive, a very good buy. Player to watch out for then, one from each team?
Noor Ahmed.
Yeah, Noor Ahmed, yeah. This is
I was just trying to feed it in that.
Thank you very much.
Rajasthan played poorly for 2 games and Chennai was really bad last night, so I think it's a real tough one to call tomorrow because Chennai are pretty much back on the horse from a poor performance yesterday quite quickly. I have no idea who... I've liked Khalil Ahmed. I've really enjoyed watching him bowl. So I'll go with him once again, but I'm finding it really hard to pick players from either side, really, of who to stand at because
this is
there's not many in form. There's not many that you're looking at and going, oh, yeah, he's in really good form. Looking forward to watching him play. I'm intrigued to see how this contest goes tomorrow night because there's no way Chennai are confident with what they produced last night. There's no way. There's none of that middle order that have seen the ball that big. They're all seeing it like a pea. So somehow they've got to arrive tomorrow and find some kind of rhythm, but no idea. No idea who to watch.
All right, that's a first that Michael hasn't picked a player to watch out for.
Khalil, I got Khalil.
Oh, you've
But
got
yeah, I'll go
Khalil.
clear left arm. I like his left arm swing.
All right.
Who are you watching?
So Noor Khalil and
For Rajasthan?
Sanju.
Yeah, Sanju's
I'll
a
go
good
Sanju.
shot. I like
Come
my
on.
man, Yasishwi. Always Yasishwi at the top of the
Yashasvi
order.
needs
Yeah.
to get those
Always,
runs going. Well, for all CSK and RR fans, I think they can forget what's happened. It's a fresh day. It's going to be Sunday. The energy of Sunday is just something different. So we can expect an exciting game, and hopefully your players to watch out for will
Play.
create magic and
At least I
play.
hope they play.
That would be a win for you,
Yeah,
right?
I just want them to get a game.
Well, we need to now do something which we thought we were very confident about, but we had totally messed it up, is the joy factor
I
question.
like how you say we. It was basically
No, it was
me.
you.
Yeah.
But I was just making the mess up, a team mess
Okay,
up.
thank you.
I was on your side.
Thank you.
Lisa.
No. I was quite happy to take all the blame, but I appreciate it.
Let's have a look at the joy factor question of the day. And this is it. What feat, which is no longer possible since 2016, connects Indian cricketers Abish Khan, Sarfaraz, Ricky, Ravindra Jadeja, and one other name? We all know the answer
We
now
know the
because of all you
answer.
lovely people who write in and give us the answer so quickly. We were totally off because Lisa guessed that it's
About the run outs.
the run out, the
Yeah.
runner at the other end.
Runner, yeah.
But let's have a look at the answer because that's not the answer.
Okay, no need to rub it in. Jeez.
Playing two under-19 World Cups. The other name is Vijay Zol.
Look at Joy's new photo.
Yeah, no, I
he's
picked
gone
up
away
on
with
that.
the thumbs up.
He's gone
taken
properly.
away.
No, but I like the
tinted
casual
t-shirt.
Yeah,
t-shirt.
he's gone fresh out the box, as Joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the new
I like how we've picked that up.
the new young Joyda with the Tintin t-shirt. Well, let's have a look at who got it the quickest because we had lots of answers coming in today. Sudeep Ghosh gets it. Well done, Sudeep. You've answered, I think, at least 17 times when I've been on the show. So, well done to you, Sudeep. I don't know how you get it so quickly. Just keep getting them in and keep getting your answers in quickly. And now we have to go into the applause for you, Lisa. All yours. Nobody in the history of Cricbuzz Live has gotten, I don't know, I'm just making me happy about it. Has
Just take it.
probably been up there with 100%. Let's have a look at Lisa Sthalekar up there on that
there.
prediction game. Look at you.
Look, yeah.
Woo!
How have I moved over to the right?
Are you
Because
even
there's an
looking-
extra name.
That's
me.
right, because you've arrived.
I've arrived.
So you've-
I've
He's arrived in style.
Top of the tree, and you've knocked me over to the dodgy side.
I don't even want to look at the dodgy side because I'm not off the
You-
mark. But
you-
Lisa, do you have any kind of victory speech? Do you want to retire from the game? Are
I
you
would
done?
like to now fly home. I'm very excited and I want to stay at the top. So I'm not
just
working
happy you're
anymore.
above
This will be
Dooley.
the last game I'm involved in.
Well, we might not see Lisa at all in Cricbuzz because she's won the prediction game and that's all that matters. She's got 100%, so she wants to fly back, Michael.
Yes,
Chair might be empty tomorrow.
yeah. Well, that's. I'm just delighted that you're above Dooley, because Dooley was at the top there with that bullseye next to him, just kind of smiling for too long. So yeah, it's nice to see. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Lisa. We are very proud of you, but please don't fly away because we need you for many more days to come.
It's all right. We've got the double header. That's 2 meal orders. So very excited.
Yes.
And that's at least one chance for me to get one correct answer on this prediction game this year. At least one in all the innings that are played. So I will go and rest up for this big win that I need tomorrow. I will let you all both rest up as well. But thank you so much for making this day so entertaining when MI didn't make it so entertaining. You all both kept the entertainment going for me. So thank you so much.
Very much.
Anytime.
And thank you to all of you who watched. We will be coming back tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I've told you all this twice. I'm saying it once again. It's a Sunday. It's going to be double the excitement. Thank you so much for watching. Voltas FreshAir Coolers presents Cricbuzz Live. We will see you tomorrow at 3 p.m.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ